What is going on, Headliner Nation? Welcome back. Here we are, the Week 3 live Q&A. It's already... Oh, Kyle. Look at Kyle. Kyle over there, he's dancing.
You know what live shows do to me? They give me that feeling deep within, deep down in my loins.
That's awkward to start off a show. But hey, everybody who's out there, welcome to the Week 3 live show. Doing as much Q&A here for about the next hour or so as possible. But before we get into it, I want to shout out somebody real quick. We had a donation to the show, and I want to make sure that he gets a little bit of recognition. Not that he asked for it, but Andrew Wolf, you probably see him down in the comment section a lot, sent this autographed Jacksonville Jaguars full-size, like legit helmet right here for the show. Wanted to shout him out. Very much appreciate that. It's a nice addition to the set here. Get a little bit of Jacksonville merch. A lot of people watched him on Thursday Night Football, and Gardner Minshew season is upon us. He is possibly the future GOAT of the NFL. I mean, that's kind of what it feels like right about now. A lot of people talking about Gardner Minshew, the mustache. I mean, the energy around that dude is absolutely crazy, and people are falling in love with it. He's kind of like a poor man's Baker Mayfield. What do you think about that, Kyle?
Now that you said it, it makes a lot of sense.
It is he's kind of like a discount Baker Mayfield, but it's pretty cool, and it's exciting to watch, and who knows what's going to happen when Nick Foles comes back.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, like the one that you get off the clearance shelf. You know what I mean? Or like maybe like a Goodwill version, something like that. But he's doing great, playing well. I mean, heck, one of the top-rated quarterbacks in the NFL is right now, which is absolutely crazy. Why? Because it's Gardner Minshew. That's why. But hey, we're going to get into some live Q&A here. Going to knock out as many questions as possible. As you guys can imagine, if you've been to one of these shows before, the comment section here, the live chat gets out of control. We'll try to get to as many as we possibly can, but we're only human, and we can only get to so many of them. But we'll do the best we can. We do that every single week. We actually have people that do nothing but answer questions on videos throughout the week, trying to get as much information out there as possible. So thank you very much for hanging in there with us. We enjoy these live shows, have a lot of fun, like you saw Kyle dancing a little bit ago. We'll get into a few things coming up here this weekend and answer as many questions as we possibly can. There is one game, Kyle, that we need to kind of pay attention to weather-wise, and it sounds like it's going to be a wet mess for Baltimore, Kansas City, which is kind of a downer because we thought coming into the week that may be one of the big offensive explosion games of the week.
Yeah. For that game to be a mess, we don't want that because that's supposed to be like the best game of the slate this week. So that would be a little bit of a downer for that game to turn out to be a mess and just not nearly be as fun as we hoped it would have been.
Yeah, and it does. I mean, it sounds like there is a great chance. Last I saw was about an 80% chance of rain throughout the entire game. So that's when field conditions start playing a factor. But with Patrick Mahomes and with the way that Lamar Jackson is playing, heck, you never know. It's not like you're going to bench those guys regardless because of the upside that they have. But it does. It sucks that out of all games this week, that's the one with the weather concerns. Let's get into some questions here. Jeremy Bove, see, appreciate you. Full PPR. Should I start Boyd in my flex or take a chance with Hardman? Now, I got some flack this week in my rankings because I don't have Tyler Boyd in my top 30. There's a lot of great options at wide receiver, and we talked about this all preseason long. This position is so deep. It's not that we don't like somebody. It's just like, who do you take out? Right now, I think the ceiling is Mecole Hardman, but with the weather concerns now, it may be slightly safer going Tyler Boyd. What do you think, Kyle?
Yeah, like you said, a little bit safer going Tyler Boyd. The one thing that worries me about all of the Kansas City wide receivers right now is that, like, you see Watkins absolutely pop off and go off week one. And then you see in week two, Robinson's the guy. Everyone had a good game. But then like week three, is Hardman going to be the guy? Will it go back to Watkins? Like, one of these guys is going to have a big game every single week, but it's going to be hard to tell who it is. So if you want to be safe, then go with Boyd.
Yep, absolutely. You Mad Bro 99, see you out there. Appreciate you. Goff or Garoppolo, and James White or John Ross for the flex and a half point PPR. So going between Goff and Garoppolo, a lot of people hating on Goff when he's on the road there. So you got Goff or Garoppolo, and then James White or John Ross. I'm going to go with John Ross there. I do think that James White gets a slight uptick in volume now that there's no Antonio Brown. Personally, I'd kind of like to hope for the shootout. I would go Goff and John Ross there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Goff as well. And since it's half point PPR instead of being a full point, I will defer to you on this one when you say Ross. I do think that would be a good bet there.
Yep, absolutely. Matic 978, appreciate you. Pick 2, start wide receiver Ty, Tyler Lockett, Marquise Brown. Also Dak or Russell Wilson. likes Wilson, thinking Dallas will run a lot after they score run. The score after score runs up.
Runs
Okay,
up, standard score.
Standard scoring. So we got Ty, Tyler Lockett, and Marquise Brown, and we can pick two of them. I'm going with Tyler Lockett and Marquise Brown this week, even though Ty still may be a slightly safer option because of that weather concern in the Ravens game, the Ravens-Chiefs game.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm going to go with Dak for the quarterbacks there. I do have Dak higher than Wilson this week.
Yeah, it is. I understand the whole issue with its, they could run up the score, but the points that you get in the first half of that ball game may be more than enough to make up the difference. Eric Guzman, appreciate you. Mike Evans, Allen Robinson, Mike Williams, or Terry McLaurin to start. Also, Kyler Murray or Jared Goff in a PPR.
This is Mike Evans for me, really easy.
Yeah, if I'm only picking one, this is Mike Evans for me also. I actually have Evans and Godwin both inside my top 12 this week. I expect big things from both of them. For the quarterback position, you got Murray or Goff. I think Goff is slightly safer, but Goff. I do like the upside of Kyler Murray this week.
Going with Goff this week.
Yeah, Brandon Pahola. Hopefully I don't mispronounce that. I have Evans, Diggs, and Ridley as my wide receivers, but Chubb, Saquon, Montgomery, and Duke as my running backs. Should I start to worry and trade for a wide receiver? Being that you have Evans, Diggs, and Ridley, I'm not overly concerned. I think that you keep your nucleus there of Chubb, Saquon, and Montgomery, and just roll with Evans and Diggs, things that only can get better from here.
All right, I'm going to rattle a few questions off for you, okay? Not let it flow, but I'm going to throw a few at you here real quick. So Peter De La Cruz, Peter, appreciate the donation there. Full PPR, Mark Ingram, Hollywood Brown, or Sam Watkins?
Right now I have Sammy Watkins, I think the highest out of the group.
Got it. Steven, appreciate your $2 donation there. David Montgomery, Deebo Samuel, or Hardman?
I'm going with David Montgomery. He's the safest bet to get you close to 15 to 20 touches.
Richard, appreciate your donation. Meacham, Hardman, or Demarcus Robinson? Meacham.
Who's Meacham?
I don't know. Meacham.
It's not Meacham. Whoever Meacham is. Hardman or Demarcus Robinson was the other choice?
Yeah.
If I had to choose between the two of them, I'm going with Mecole Hardman this week. But really, it's a crapshoot between the two of them. One of them is going to go off.
David Canizal, $2 donation. Appreciate it, man. Frank Gore, David Montgomery. Ooh, this one would be tough for me because I like both this week.
I like both of them a lot this week. I do, but I'm gonna have to say David Montgomery, even though I like Frank Gore's floor this year. This week, I think he's a lock for close to 20 touches.
Tom, appreciate your donation, my man. No question, just a dono from him. We got Brendan's question already, right? Evans, Diggs, Ridley.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
David throwing out the dono, appreciate it. OJ Howard or TJ Hawkinson, full PPR, pick two between Sanders, Hollywood, or Robert Woods. So OJ Howard or Hawkinson to begin with. I have Hawkinson higher than Howard in my rankings this week.
Mm-hmm.
And then for full PPR, pick two, Sanders, Hollywood, or Robert Woods.
And this is where the weather comes into play, where I absolutely hate it here for Hollywood Brown, because it would be Robert Woods and Hollywood Brown, but I think that it's a little bit risky at this point. Maybe wait up until game time if you can, because I think this is the week that Miles Sanders starts to take over a little bit more of that backfield. Playing it safe would be Sanders and Woods. You want to gamble a little bit, you go Hollywood and Woods.
Alfredo, my man, appreciate you. Am I crazy to start Fitz over Juju this week?
Crazy? No. I think Juju has a safe floor still. It's the ceiling that I think has dropped down. But Larry Fitzgerald is somebody who's going to go out there and get over 10 targets a week, highly involved in that offense. And the Cardinals throw the ball more than anybody else in the NFL right now. I don't think it's crazy.
Jason Presley, appreciate you, my man. Rolling with OJ Howard or dropping for Disley. I'm going to continue to roll with OJ Howard for right now over a guy like Disley. I'm not giving up on OJ Howard, people. I know it's really easy to do that right now. Things have not looked good for him. There's been some mixed signals so far this week in the media about whether or not he's not playing well or they just need to get him involved. I think he's going to get involved more. However, I'm not going to start him until I see that happen. So I'm definitely going to keep him around, though.
Right.
You mad, bra? Thanks. Thank you guys, and let it flow. I'm ready. We're ready too. Jake, are you ready?
I'm not quite yet. Let me get rolling here a little bit. I spent all day at youth soccer tournaments. I need a minute to get going, Kyle. I got to get into the flow.
All right. Ryan wants to know, appreciate my man, selling high on Breida or sticking with him?
I'm sticking with him for right now, even though Tevin Coleman's coming back. I love this backfield regardless. I've liked him all offseason. Once Tevin Coleman comes back, Breida's still going to be involved. I don't think you're really going to sell him for that much higher unless you're in a league where people don't follow it that closely. If it's somebody like a very, recreational league and they don't understand that Tevin Coleman's coming back, then yeah, maybe you can sell him high. But if they're really somebody who pays attention, I don't think that you're going to get a whole lot for him.
Frank Gore or DK Metcalf for the flex from Luis. Luis, appreciate my man.
Frank Gore was probably my safer pick right there for that.
Chris, appreciate you. Thanks for the question. Jay Cook or Witten. I'm going to go with, I have Witten, I believe, just a little bit ahead of Cook this week.
Yeah.
But what about David Montgomery or Kerryon Johnson, half PPR?
I'm not on the Kerryon Johnson bandwagon this week going up against the Philadelphia Eagles, so I'm going to have to go against KJ there.
Alex, my man, appreciate that dono coming in huge. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Running back to Mac, wide receiver 3, Scary Terry, Superflex Mayfield. Am I optimizing with James White and DJ Moore are on his bench? So would you rather put James White or DJ Moore in?
This is going to be close because even though Kyle Allen's the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, I don't hate that matchup this week going into Arizona, who's already banged up on defense. So I'd still probably have to go DJ Moore as a safer bet.
Yep, I'm feeling you there. Justin, appreciate man playing 2 PPR. Chris Thompson, McLaurin, or Ingram. Got to pick 2 PPR.
Ingram's going to be one of them, even though it's PPR. If they're going to be running the ball a lot for Baltimore in that bad weather game, I got to go with Ingram. And who is else? The Chris Thompson or who else?
McLaurin.
Man, going up against Chicago. I take my chances right there with Terry McLaurin and hope for a touchdown.
Let me see here. Scrolling through the chat. Lots of questions coming through right now. That's how we like it here. Lamar, appreciate you, my man. Full PPR, 2 flex spots. Second flex. Are we going with Duke or Fowler?
It would have to be Duke at this point. I don't think that I would want to have to rely on starting Benny Fowler this week.
Robert, appreciate your question as well. Waller or McDonald this week? Man, I'm still liking McDonald with Mason Rudolph there.
Man, once Mason Rudolph came into the game this past week, he kind of locked on to Vance McDonald. Got a couple touchdowns there. I like Vance. I like Vance this week.
Mike, appreciate you. Real simple this week. Jared Goff or Josh Allen? Real simple answer. Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, I agree. Dizzy
Air, appreciate you. Pick 4, Montgomery, Cooks, Hollywood, Devonta Freeman, or Mac. You got to pick 4 of the 5. So which one would you set?
I would read them off again.
Montgomery, Cooks, Hollywood, Freeman, Mac.
Right now it's going to be Mac because I'm not sure he's 100% healthy and dealing with that injury.
FNT and Mom, appreciate your question as well. Calvin Ridley, Galladay, or Sanders as wide receiver 2 this week?
I'm going with Galladay. I got him inside my top 12 this week. He's got to be my pick going up against a banged up Eagles secondary.
Tom, appreciate your question. Full PPR flex, Mac, Kirk, or Gordon this week? Oh, man. I want as many Josh Gordon shares in my lineup as possible.
I'm going to have to go. I like Christian Kirk a lot this week, but Josh Gordon's going to get my vote there. Absolutely. I expect the Patriots to come out and try to make a statement that they made a mistake with Antonio Brown, but they're still going to be fine.
Jose Flores wants to know if we're going to trade Adams for David Johnson in a full PPR. If that's Devontae Adams, no, I'm keeping Adams.
Absolutely not.
Of course, it would shoot down right when I try to scroll a little bit. Let me get caught up here with these questions. Jake, you want to roll through the chat and grab some questions there? I got to get caught back here.
Matt, got you. Gurley, Mac, start 1. Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, start one of them. So if we're going between Gurley and Mac, it's going to be Gurley because I'm worried about Mac's injury. Maybe he can't be a full go. Lamar Jackson or Tom Brady? I think Tom Brady's safer this week. If their weather was going to be great in Baltimore and Kansas City for that game, I would go Lamar Jackson. So if you want to play it safe, it's going to be Tom Brady there for me. John Emmanuel, appreciate you. Should I start Sammy Watkins or John Brown? Right now I have Sammy Watkins a little bit higher, but I don't hate John Brown. As of right now, though, Sammy is my choice. Watkins, John Brown, or Diggs for Bruce Asmodus. Watkins, Brown, or Diggs. And we can use 2 of them. Right now, my 2 highest are Watkins and Diggs, but if you want to gamble a little bit for that high upside, you go Watkins and Brown. Tom Paget, see, appreciate you. Full PPR flex, Gordon, Mac, or Kirk. We answered that one there with Josh Gordon. Let's see here. Ryan Vogel, full PPR flex, Josh Gordon, John Ross, or Chris Thompson. 100% give me Josh Gordon this week for the New England Patriots. Chris Rosado, Ryan or Allen, pick 2. And there was another part of it. I missed it here. Let's see. Ryan or Allen. For that case, I'm going to pick, let me see what the other question is. Pick 2 between Kenny Galladay, Tyler Lockett, Holly B. Half. I don't know who Holly B. Half is. Maybe you're talking about Hollywood Brown? Holly Brown? Maybe that's what it is. Hollywood Brown in a half-point PPR. I think I'm reading like hieroglyphics here, but I think I got you. If I can pick...
Before we get to a couple questions, got a little bit of possible breaking news here.
What's that?
So Drew Rosenhaus has said that he is already in communications with several teams that are interested in Antonio Brown, and they're wanting more information regarding his legal situation and if the NFL investigation is taking place.
Well, I'm not entirely surprised. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he went somewhere else, but I'm kind of off that train as of right this second.
All right, here's some more questions for you.
Hey,
John, see you out there. Appreciate you. What?
Let me finish Chris's question here real quick. I never answered it.
Oh, my bad.
Let me get Kenny Galladay and Tyler Lockett if you want to play it safe. If you want to gamble, you go with Hollywood Brown and Kenny Galladay. And as for Matt Ryan or Josh Allen this week, I'm going with Josh Allen. I think the rushing upside and the passing upside going up against Cincinnati is huge. All right, now we're good.
All right, let's go with John's question. Appreciate you, John. Sammy Watkins or John Brown?
Right now I got Sammy higher, but I don't hate John Brown whatsoever.
It feels like we're doing let it flow like light version, like you talked about with
We're just going to rapid fire this. It's a lot better when somebody's reading it to me. Appreciate you,
John. Jose. It's Josie, so I guess it's Josie, right? Appreciate you. Debo versus Pittsburgh or Shepard versus Tampa in a full PPR.
Give me Debo this week. I like Debo a lot, and Shepard coming back off missing a few games with the concussion. I mean, he's going to have the bulk of the defensive attention because there's nobody else to catch passes there besides Evan Ingram.
Matt Mason, appreciate you, my man. Need a running back, 2 for PPR. Freeman, Breida, Mack, or White? Thanks, guys. Love the channel. Appreciate it, Matt. Thank you.
Freeman, Breida, Mack, or White. And how many do we need?
2. Or need a running back, 2. So we're picking one of those 4.
Man, I still like Matt Breida quite a bit as a safe play there. I think you can take a chance on Devontae Freeman, coming back this week also. Depends if you want to play it safe or gamble a little bit between those 2.
David Kanzel says, love the video, boys. Appreciate it. Keenan Allen's or Sammy Watkins in the flex?
Keenan Allen, 100%.
Corvette Foster 40, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. David Foster, PPR flex, need 2. Kirk, Hardman, Demarcus Robinson, or Josh Gordon. So need 2.
Man, Josh Gordon's going to be one of them. And then you got to take a stab on one of the other Kansas City guys, and it's literally a crapshoot. Personally, I go Mecole Hardman and hope for the big play.
Jordan Davis, appreciate you. I'm not going to use the name in the question that you typed here. Matt Ryan or Deshaun Watson? I'm going with Deshaun Watson this week still.
Okay, yes, I agree.
Tan Fam, appreciate you. Thanks for the questions. Pick 2. Tyler Lockett, Adam Thielen, John Ross, or Sammy Watkins, half PPR.
Say him again.
Lockett, Thielen, Ross, or Watkins?
Man. I really want to go with Sammy, and that's a tough decision. I can see why you asked that question, because there's a lot there. Read them to me one more time, Kyle.
Lockett.
Okay.
Thielen.
Okay.
Ross, and Watkins.
I say I'm going with Thielen and Watkins. One safer play, one go home or home run play there, and hope for the best.
Matthew Lambden, appreciate the question, my man. 16-man PPR lineup is Zeke, Mack, Juju, Ross, and Eifert. Duke Johnson at the flex, Cousins at QB. He wants to know if he should make a trade for more balanced wide receivers.
I think I would. There's a few. I know it's a 16-teamer, you said, but I'm a little bit worried about the possible depth there with some of the injuries that are going on right now.
Raymond M., we appreciate your question. Playing Josh Allen, Frank Gore, Amari Cooper, and Jason Witten in Week 3 standard. Benched Rivers, Freeman, Howard, Johnson, McLaurin. Any changes that you'd make there?
No, I think you pretty much, out of the ones you named on the bench there, I can't think of any glaring changes.
Budget ZX10R, appreciate the question. Hi, Duke, Shepard, and a flex PPR.
Hyde, Duke, or Shepard. I think Hyde has the safest floor there. I mean, heck, I wasn't expecting him to come in and get 20 carries a game this soon. But yeah, give me Carlos Hyde.
Ryan Reyna, appreciate you. Should I start Juju over Allen Robinson and McLaurin?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you should.
Arnie Ponce, hey guys, love the content. Thanks so much. Thanks for the shout out there. Are you guys selling on James Conner? Also, would you start him over Raheem Mostert?
Mostert. You can try to go out there for offers, but I think a lot of people are going to give you low ball offers right now because they're worried about the injury. I would kind of hold on to him. Hopefully he has a good game here in the next coming weeks, and then maybe you can try to sell a little bit higher, but I don't know if I'd try to do it just yet.
C-Mac, appreciate you. Gurley, Mac, start one.
Gurley, easily.
Lamar Jackson or Tom Brady, start one. Lamar Jackson for me.
And I really want to say Lamar Jackson. He's who I have higher. But if you're worried about the weather concerns, if you have a lot of other risk in your lineup already, you may want to play it a little safer with Tom Brady.
And he says, love you guys.
Hey.
So we heart you, C-Mac.
I don't know how to do that like the girls on Instagram or whatever, but I did it back.
John Emanuel, thanks so much. Should I start Sammy Watkins or John Brown?
I have Sammy Watkins higher. I think the ceiling's a little bit higher, but John Brown may be slightly safer.
Bruce Osmodeus, I might be pronouncing that incorrectly. Thank you so much, Bruce. Watkins, Brown from Buffalo, or Diggs can use two.
I have Watkins and Diggs ranked the highest right now, but John Brown's just another one of those names that I don't hate you throwing into your lineup. Watkins and Diggs would be my choice, but I mean, I have nothing negative to say about John Brown.
Tom Paget, appreciate you, my man. Full PPR flex, Gordon, Mack, or Kirk?
Gordon for me.
That's Gordon for me again.
Yep.
Blair Webb throwing out the dono there. No question, just a dono. Thanks so much, Blair. Appreciate your support. Ryan Vogel, full PPR flex, Josh Gordon, John Ross, or Chris Thompson?
Josh Gordon still.
Josh Gordon again.
Yep.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it, man. Chris Wasardo, Ryan or Allen? Allen for me.
Yep.
And then pick two. Galladay, Lockett, Hollywood Brown, half PPR.
That's going to be Galladay and Lockett for me.
Gage, appreciate the question. Pick one to start in a PPR. Connor, Carson, Michelle, or Montgomery?
Connor, Carson, Michelle, Montgomery. And we can only pick one?
Yep.
Man. How do you get so stacked with Connor, Carson, and Michelle there in a great week? I'm worried we won't risk it with Connor with the injury since you have multiple options. Carson, I think, is a solid play, but he's one fumble away from losing some work, so that worries me a little bit. So that really puts it between David Montgomery and who was the other choice?
Carson, Michelle, or Montgomery.
Michelle or Montgomery. Right now, I think Sony Michelle has a bigger week than Montgomery. Montgomery may be safer, but the higher upside multiple touchdown possibility is Sony Michelle.
You know, I was going to say we're almost here at the halfway mark, but I don't know how many likes we have on this video right now.
We haven't had time. We've basically been letting it flow for 30 minutes, Kyle.
We're going to have to really let it flow here soon, but someone's going to have to tell us how many likes there are on the video. Pick one. We just did that one. Sorry. Tupac. He's back from the dead and he has a question. Pick three: Hilton, Juju, Hollywood, Boyd, John Brown, or Lockett. You have to pick three of them.
What the heck? How do you get so stacked? Why do I never have a team like that? Read them again.
Hilton, Juju, Hollywood, Boyd, Brown, and Lockett. Pick three. Juju's number one for me.
Yep. Lockett will be another one. Who else did you say, Kyle?
We can either go with Hilton, Hollywood Brown, Boyd, or Lockett.
Give me Lockett and Hollywood as a potential, boom or bust play.
Jonathan Rodriguez, appreciate your donation, man. Thanks so much for your support. Ryan Vogel, Deshaun Watson over Lamar Jackson. You guys rock. No, Ryan, you rock. I'm still going Lamar Jackson.
This is so tough because I'm going to have to keep saying this because it depends how much risk you have in your lineup right now. If you have a lot of other risk at other positions, you may want to play it a little bit safer with Deshaun Watson because we don't know about the weather and how bad it's really going to be for that Baltimore-Kansas City game. If the weather turns out to be okay, I go Lamar Jackson. If you're a little bit worried about that weather risk, Deshaun Watson's still a great start.
Anna Invardson, I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm so sorry, Anna. But in a standard league in a flex spot, Freeman, Montgomery, Tyrell Williams, or Ridley?
Only one person. I'm probably going to have to go. I think the safest play may be Calvin Ridley. Outside of that, my next choice would be hoping for a breakout from Devontae Freeman.
Kevin Kobos, appreciate you, man. Flex, Diggs, or Michelle. Watch every week, boys. Kevin, we appreciate you watching. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah. Who were the two names again?
Diggs or Michelle and a half PPR.
Man, Diggs has disappointed a lot of people this week or this year so far, but I think I still have to go Diggs there with the PPR.
And again, the chat's just scrolled so fast that I'm going to have to scroll all the way back up to where I was just at. Jonathan Rodriguez, appreciate you, man. Josh Gordon, LaShawn McCoy, or Darwin, considering the weather, choose one. And then he says Goff or Murray. I'll handle the QB question, going Goff over Murray. Jake, who are you choosing between Gordon, McCoy, and Darwin?
I'm sticking with Gordon.
Demarcus Robinson, Philip Dorsett, or Peyton Barber? I think just picking one. Alexander Armstrong, appreciate the question.
I mean, I'm hoping for the high upside there with Demarcus Robinson because we don't know how much Darwin Thompson's really going to get.
Michael Malagon needs 2, Mac, Ridley, or Godwin. Michael, appreciate you.
Mac, Ridley, or Godwin. I'm going to go Godwin there. I got him inside the top 10 this week.
2. You get to pick one more.
Oh, it was Mac, Godwin. Who was the other one?
Ridley.
Absolutely. Ridley be the other one.
Jesus Galavan. One, appreciate it. Need to pick a tight end, Cook or Disley. I'm going with Cook.
Yep.
Who are you going to flex? John Brown or McLaurin?
John Brown, 100%. Even though I like both of them.
Steven Drakes, appreciate my man. Full PPR pick 2, David Montgomery, Diggs, Cooks, and Mac.
I'm going with Montgomery and Diggs and Cooks. Let's go with David Montgomery as the safer play between him and Mac, and then Brandon Cooks at wide receiver.
Dominic Lucarelli, appreciate you. PPR flex, David Montgomery or Demarcus Robinson?
David Montgomery is going to be safer floor for sure for Montgomery.
Christoph Garbos, picking 3.5 PPR, Mixon, Breida, Montgomery, Connor, or Flash Gordon. Well, Flash Gordon. We're going to continue to throw his name out there.
Yeah, Gordon's going to be one of them.
Breida.
Okay, who else?
Like him.
I do like Breida.
Okay, so that's 2 of the 3, and then Mixon, Montgomery, or Connor.
I think Montgomery's the next safest if you're worried about the injury to James Conner. And it's hard to go past James Conner there. I mean, it really depends if you're solid all throughout your roster, then I go James Conner. If you want to play it a little bit safer, you go David Montgomery.
Jordan Roberts, appreciate it, my man. Montgomery or Allen Robinson in the flex for a full PPR?
I'm still going with the safety of the running back position. Give me Montgomery.
Jake, I'm going to let you take over here for a minute. I got a couple of social media things I got to do. I got to share this again out there because apparently I didn't hit a couple of buttons.
Oh, perfect. All right, we got M. St. GC out there. Appreciate you. What's good, Jake and Kyle? Congrats on everything. Hey, thank you very much. Need a second flex and possible RB2 if Matt can't go. So you have Samuel, Duke, Darwin, McLaurin, Landry, Justin Jackson, and Randall Cobb. It is a PPR. So you're looking for a second flex and a possible RB2. In my opinion, it's pretty simple. I'm going to go with Curtis Samuel and Randall Cobb would be my 2 choices right there. Really appreciate you. Those guys have a very safe floor, I think, this week, especially in a PPR league. Blair Webb had AB looking to fill a spot with Kirk, Samuels, MVS, Chark, Hardman, Robinson, Tyrell Williams, and DK Metcalf. A lot of great options out there. In my opinion, it's going to be Christian Kirk here this week. Let's see here. Arnie Ponce, appreciate you. Pick 3, Devontae Adams, Galladay, Gordon, and Diggs. Wow, hashtag rich kid problems. We got Devontae Adams, Kenny Galladay, and Flash Gordon are going to be my choices there. Arnie, appreciate you. Like Glockwork, see you in the chat again like last week. Appreciate you again. Fitz, John Brown, Thielen, Cooks, or Flex White in a full point PPR. I can start 3 of them. I'm going to go with Brandon Cooks, John Brown, and Larry Fitzgerald right there. I think that Adam Thielen would provide a little bit more safety in your lineup if you're looking for a little bit more safety, but the higher upsides are with Brown, Fitz, and Cooks. Appreciate that. Mar E, appreciate you out there. Pick 2 in a PPR. We got Mecole Hardman or Adam Thielen or Tyrell Williams or Kenny Galladay. So you can only pick 2. Well, it's going to be Kenny Galladay and Adam Thielen for me out of those choices, and especially in a PPR contest. Those are 2 great options. Love the content. Appreciate you out there. Appreciate all the support.
Hey, Jake.
Yes.
You know what time it is?
No.
It's 9:30.
Okay.
Which means we're about halfway through the show now. Typically, we go for an hour. Who knows? We like to leave things up in the air. However, we have 1,157 people watching right now, and we only have 295 likes. And the one thing we can't do on the Saturday live show is let it flow without some more likes.
Yeah, we got to have at least 3 hundo.
Ooh, I was going to say 5.
No. What are we at? You said we're at 100?
We're at 295.
Oh well, then yeah, then no, 300 is way too easy. We're gonna go up to 525.
525, 525 likes to get this thing flowing. So people got to start hitting that like button. Jake, I got a few questions here for you as we move forward. Jordan Roberts, appreciate your question. Montgomery or Allen Robinson? I already asked that one,
Yep.
right?
Yep, and I got one here real quick that I want to end up with a Joseph Baumgartner. Traded away Aaron Jones, Calvin Ridley, Allen Robinson for Devontae Adams, Melvin Gordon. Lineup is now Ryan Cook, Chubb, Fitz, Adams, Andrews, Cobb, and Mack. Thoughts? Also, if Matt can't go, Wilkins or Hines. Should I flex Waller over one of the Indy running backs? Yes, I would flex Waller over one of the Indy running backs at this point. However, if Matt can't go, I think Hines has the higher upside. Wilkins may get a few carries, but Hines, especially in PPR leagues, is more solid. And overall, the lineup is pretty stacked. I mean, you gave away quite a bit, but if Melvin Gordon comes back, you'll be sitting pretty end of the season.
All right, Gavin, appreciate your question. Edelman, Kirk, or Mostert at flex in a full PPR? That's got to be Edelman.
It's got to be Edelman. He's the safest play there, especially with no AB.
Lucas, appreciate the question. Trade Tyreek Hill for Ridley and Chris Carson?
If you need immediate help, then yes. If you're pretty solid right now, I'd hang on to Tyreek Hill. But if you need immediate help, then yes.
Porter Helmbort, pick 2 in a full PPR. Diggs, Cup, Lockett, or John Brown?
I'm going to go with Diggs and Cup.
Deadly Voltage, appreciate it. Lost Breeze, need a replacement. Rivers, Allen, Wilson, Jimmy G, or Mayfield?
Wow, say that again.
Needs a replacement for Breeze. Rivers, Allen, Wilson, Jimmy G, or Mayfield. Allen's my highest for this week out of this group. So if that's what you're looking for this week, I'm going with Allen.
Exactly. Yeah. If it's rest of season, I think Baker gets a little bit closer there. But this week, going with Josh Allen.
Kyle Thomas, appreciate you. See you out there. Ridley, Devonta Freeman, Boyd, John Brown, Mostert, or Frank Gore is a flex. And would you sit Michael Thomas and play one of those receivers instead?
I don't sit Michael Thomas for anything, to tell you that.
So one of them for the flex then.
And who are they again?
Ridley, Freeman, Boyd, Brown, Mostert, or Gore?
Ridley. Ridley's my choice there.
M. Sargent, what's good, Jake and Kyle? What's good with you? Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. Congrats on everything.
I think I did that one.
Question? Oh, you got this one. Yep. You got it. Justin Gamachi, did you get that question?
I don't know until you start reading.
PPR flex, Mac, Andrews, Ingram, and then Lamar Jackson at QB. I think he's just asking in terms of stacking there.
Okay, so it was Mac, Andrews, and who was the other one?
Mac, Andrews, or Ingram.
I go with the safer play of Ingram there personally because I want to get those touches.
Okay. Now we're at 562 likes.
Wow. Well, that didn't take very long. All right, Kyle, I'm gonna get ready. You keep busting out some questions.
All right. Need to scroll back up here. This chat is insane. This is probably the craziest chat that we've had in any show that we've ever done.
Yeah, I can't wait to do I'll let it flow with this chat. I'm not going to be able to read it fast enough. Appreciate you out there, though, Ryan Vogel. Let's see. We got one from River Grant. It says flex Michelle Cooks or John Brown. He also has Mixon and Boyd. Personally, I think I go Brandon Cooks right there. John Brown is another one of the top choices. Michelle may be a little bit safer. I mean, heck, those are all great choices. If you're looking for the safest play, you go Sony Michelle. If you're looking for some higher upside, I go Brandon Cooks.
All right. John Behans says, love the show, guys. Thanks so much. Frank Gore or Nelson and flex. That's Frank Gore for me.
Yep. And Chris Elswick, I have Chubb. Well, that's TMI there, Chris. Thanks for sharing anyway. Chubb, Cook, and Carson in a standard league. Should I ever trade any of them? No. You should keep them for the rest of their lives and as long as they play football. Pedro Jaimes, hopefully I said that right. Cobb or Anderson. I'm going with Cobb, especially this week with no Michael Gallup. Mike Walsifer. Full PPR, flex spot, pick 2. Mostert, Chris Thompson, and Demarcus Robinson. If I can only pick 2, I'm going with Mostert and Demarcus Robinson there.
Jake, you need to put the helmet on.
I'm trying to, Kyle, but the questions are coming in so fast I can't get to it.
Well, let me answer for a minute. You put the helmet on. Get a little bit of a breather in. Dan, appreciate you out there. Thanks so much. Non-PPR, sit 1, Juju, Connor, Ingram, or Watkins. I would probably need to sit Connor this week. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you have other great options like you do, I'm not going to tempt it with the possible injury, even though he got a full practice in.
Liam Wiz, thanks so much. Matt Ryan or Kyler Murray, and Gore or DJ Moore. We talked about DJ Moore for a minute there already. That could be a decent play this week. And I do have Matt Ryan higher than Kyler Murray.
Perfect.
Gage Wisby, sit 1 in a PPR. Michelle, Monty, Connor, or Carson?
I'm going to have to go with Michelle as the safest play out of that group right there.
Patrick Barnes. Here, I'm going to fly through some of these with you. We're going to get caught up on these, and then you're going to let it flow. How does that sound?
Right, let's give him a little pre-flow.
All right, pre-flow.
Sorry, people. Pre-flow. Pre-flow is about to happen. Sometimes it happens, especially when it's been a while.
Patrick Barnes, thanks so much. Pick 1.5 point PPR. Kirk, Ingram, or Montgomery?
Ingram.
Blair Webb, appreciate it, man. Had AB looking to fill his spot with Kirk, Samuels, MVS, Shark, Hardman, Robinson, Williams, or Metcalf. So pick one to fill AB's spot.
For a weekly, if you're looking for rest of season, I go with Tyrell Williams. If you're looking for weekly, I'm looking at Christian Kirk.
The Day Alba, thank you so much. Worth the trade, T.Y. Hilton and Josh Jacobs for Devontae Adams.
Yep.
Arnie Ponce, appreciate you. Pick 3, Adams, Galladay, Gordon, or Diggs.
Wow.
Got to pick 3 of those 4, so sit 1.
Oh, then sit Diggs out of that choice. You have 3 studs.
Like Glockwork, appreciate it. Start 3, Fitz, Brown, Thielen, Cooks, or Flex, White, full point PPR.
Say them again.
Start 3, Fitz, Brown, Thielen, and Cooks.
Fitz, Thielen, and Cooks are my choices so far.
Okay, he also said James White too.
Yeah, I'd stick with Fitz, Thielen, and Cooks.
River Grant, full PPR, John Brown or Brandon Cooks?
Brandon Cooks.
Mari, appreciate it. Pick 2 in a PPR. Mecole Hardman, Adam Thielen, Tyrell Williams, Kenny Galladay. Only pick 2.
Thielen and Galladay.
Mari says, love the content. Appreciate it. Samuel Noez, flex Gordon, Lockett, Brown, or Kirk in a full PPR.
Say him again.
Gordon, Lockett, Brown, Kirk.
Right now I think I have Lockett listed as the highest, but if you really want to gamble just a little bit, you go with Gordon.
Evan Hunter, Moore, Woods, Ridley, pick 2 in a full PPR.
Woods and Ridley.
Alex Raymond, should I start James White instead of Mac this week?
As of right now, I'm definitely thinking about it because Mac's still questionable up until game time.
Alex, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Don Waltz throwing out a don't know there. Thank you so much. Should I bench? Ralph wants to know, should I bench Juju for Frank Gore as a flex? That's a no for me.
Nope.
Pedro wants to know Cobb or Anderson this week.
Cobb.
Ryan says, thanks for the advice, gentlemen. No, thanks for tuning in. Andrew says, love the content, guys. Flex Shepard or Aguilar?
I'm going to go with Aguilar there. I don't know if I trust the offense yet with Daniel Jones and Sterling Shepard.
Like Glockwork, keep up the work. Thanks so much, man. Cooks or Brown in the flex in a PPR?
Right now I got Cooks rated higher, but I don't hate John Brown.
River Grant, appreciate you. Flex Michelle, Cooks, or John Brown?
I think Michelle is the safest. If you're looking for higher upside, I think you go with Cooks.
Standard flex from Kevin, Miles Sanders, Robert Woods, Kerryon Johnson.
Right now, I think the safest play is Robert Woods. But if you want to gamble a little bit, you go Miles Sanders.
Okay, you go ahead and let it flow because I just lost my spot.
All right, here we go, people. We're gonna let it flow for as long as I possibly can. Wish me luck. Here we go. If you haven't seen Let It Flow yet, hit the like button because you're about to be entertained watching a middle-aged man about pass out talking fantasy football. Here we go. Pat Mahomes or Dak. Even though it's a disgusting weather game, you just can't bench Pat Mahomes. Who do I put in my flex? Watkins, Diggs, or John Brown in a standard league? I'm still going with Sammy Watkins right there. Let's see what we have. Wow, now things just decided to pick back up again. Here we go. PPR flex, Fitzgerald, Mack, or Mixon. Thanks, guys. If I can only pick one, being that it's a full PPR, give me Larry Fitzgerald, Brown Panther, Kerryon Johnson, or David Montgomery. Give me David Montgomery this week. Dak or Tom Brady. I love both of them. It's a win-win situation. Dak may be a little bit safer, higher upside. Tom Brady, if you're looking to hit that home run. We got Penny or TJ Yeldon in a half-point PPR. Please tell me that is a joke, that you don't have to start one of those guys. But if you do, cross your fingers. Go with Rashad Penny as of right now. Frank Gore or Josh Jacobs. Paying attention to the Josh Jacobs injury has me a little bit worried. Frank Gore may be slightly safer if they decide to let Jacobs play and he's limited. Kirk Cousins or Baker Mayfield. Give me the Bake Show again this week. We got to see that Minnesota offense kick it back up. We have Tyler Boyd or Tyrell Williams. I'm still going Tyler Boyd there. Darwin Thompson, Marlon Mack, Royce Freeman, need 2 in a standard league. Well, we don't even know if Darwin Thompson is going to touch the ball as much, but we're worried about the injury to Marlon Mack. As of right now, wait and see what happens, but I'm going with Mack and Darwin Thompson as a possible upside pick right there. We have Hollywood Brown or Josh Gordon in a full PPR. Being that Gordon's a great option, I'm going with Gordon over Hollywood Brown and not having to worry about the weather. Ridley or Woods? I'm going with Woods. Actually, no, I'm going to go Calvin Ridley there. I think he's got the safer floor for you this week. Kupp or Lockett? Both are right there back-to-back in my rankings. Lockett had that double-digit target game last week. Kupp's another one of these safe red zone guys. Kupp has the higher upside. That's going to be my pick as of right now. Godwin or Lockett in a PPR? I got Godwin inside my top 10. Give me Chris Godwin. We have Matt Breida or Philip Lindsay. 100% I'm going Matt Breida. Witten or Davis? Give me Jason Witten going up against the Dolphins, who suck at all things NFL football right now. Let it flow, bro. I'm sure trying, Paul. I'm doing the best I can, but boy, is this flying. Mac, Edelman, Boyd, or McLaren. I can pick one. Give me Julian Edelman this week. Vance or Hawkinson? I think Vance is going to dance this week with Mason Rudolph under center. Ingram or Michelle? Ingram's going to be a little bit safer. If the weather's bad, they're going to rely on the run more. Give me Mark Ingram. Waller or Disley? I'm going to go with Waller here this week out of those two choices. Aaron Jones or somebody else who went by way too fast. Julio, see, I appreciate you. Full point PPR, Boyd or Hollywood? If you want to gamble, you go Hollywood and just hope that the weather holds up. Otherwise, Tyler Boyd's a little bit safer. Kirk, Sanders, Ridley, Brown, Diggs, Montgomery. I can only pick 3 for Jeffrey Richardson. If I can only pick 3, I'm going with Calvin Ridley, Stephon Diggs, and David Montgomery right there for you. We got Josh Jacobs or Joe Mixon. Give me Jacobs, but monitor the injury all the way up until game time. Let's see what happens with that. I'm not sold so far on Joe Mixon this week. Boyd or John Ross? I got John Ross higher as of right now here for this week, even though it's a tough matchup going up against the Buffalo Bills. Matthew Irvine, appreciate you. Waller, Boyd, Jacobs, flex in your PPR. Man, if Jacobs was 100% healthy, he'd be my choice. But as of right now, I think Tyler Boyd's a little bit safer. James White, Raheem Mostert in a PPR. Right now I have Raheem Mostert just a hair higher. There's just so many options in New England. Edelman or Larry Fitzgerald, like them both. It depends if it's a PPR league. They're both safe picks. Give me Larry Legend. Matt Breida or James Conner. If you have a lot of risk in your lineup, sit Conner this week. Go with Matt Breida. Non-PPR, Juju, Conner, or Kupp in a non-PPR. I'm going to go with Juju there still. We can't sit him even though he's got a new quarterback. Ralph Mejia. Should I play Sony and Rex from the Pats or Gore? Why would I play 2 or 1? Sony and Gore are my top choices there. Sony being a little bit higher. I don't know if you need 1 or 2 of them. Mixon or Kirk, give me Kirk. Wilson or Ryan, give me Wilson. Hollywood or Demarcus Robinson. Right now, Hollywood's a little bit higher, being that they're both playing in the weather game. Give me the safer bet with Hollywood Brown, and I'm done. Whew.
Oh, man, catch your breath because we still have a lot more to go through.
Man, this chat is absolutely ridiculous.
Which is awesome, Headliner Nation. Thank you very much.
Killing it. Killing me, which is absolutely amazing.
Jake, will you let it flow again for 1,000 likes?
For 1,000? I don't think they could get 1,000, first of all, Kyle.
Oh, boy. We're at 631 right now.
They don't have it in them. There's not enough people out there that hit the like button to get to 1,000 for a live show, especially in less than an hour. It's only been 45 minutes.
Oh, boy. Headliner Nation, that sounds like Jake is shooting a challenge out to you.
Yep, I am. Bold-faced challenge right out there to everybody.
So we did pre-flow. We did actual flow. Do you want to do post-flow now? Because we still got a lot more to get to.
I mean, I'm still young at heart. I can go twice in an hour, Kyle.
All right. Chris Ellswick, thanks so much. Have Chubb, Cook, and Carson in a standard league. Should he try to trade any of them?
Not that I wouldn't be looking to do it. I mean, I'm always out there looking at offers, but I wouldn't do it for sure.
If you get an awesome offer, then maybe, but with the way running backs go down, just keep them all just in case. Yeah. Justin Queen in a standard league wants to know Howard or Disley. That's Howard for me. Pedro says Cobb or Anderson.
I think Cobb is safer this week with no Michael Gallup.
Brad Ski wants to know David Montgomery, Matt Breida, or Sony Michel. Pick one.
Sony Michel.
Jose says bench 1 wide receiver, Brandon Cooks, Calvin Ridley, and Marquise Brown.
I would have to say Marquise Brown just because of the weather concerns.
Deadly Voltage wants to know for defense this week, Cowboys or Rams.
Man, that is tough. Give me the Cowboys. No, I'm just kidding. Going up against the Dolphins, you got to pick the Cowboys.
And then I got to scroll back up here real quick. PPR,
Yep,
Kirk, Ross, or McLaurin?
Kirk, Ross, or McLaurin. I got Kirk rated the highest out of those three.
Full PPR flex spot, pick 2. Mostert, Chris Thompson, Demarcus Robinson.
I'm going with Mostert and Robinson.
Need upside. Yeah, no, I see you out there. Chase Thurman, Gordon Evans, Lockett, pick 2.
I'll say him again. You rattled them off way too fast.
Gordon Evans and Lockett, pick 2. That's Gordon and Evans for me.
Yep, Gordon and Evans for sure.
Jeffrey Richardson, 2 wide receivers in a flex. Ridley, Kirk, John Brown, and Samuels.
Man, Ridley and John Brown for me.
In a flex.
And
Samuels or Kirk for the flex.
Kirk would be my flex.
Should I trade Juju for Kittle? He has Witten at tight end right now.
Only if you're stacked at wide receiver.
V. Keogh, thanks so much for that question. Travis Neal, Montgomery, Sutton, or Debo Samuel in a flex PPR?
Montgomery is the safest option, in my opinion.
Justin Queen threw this question out again, just answered it recently, though, in a standard league. Start Howard or Disley? I'm starting Howard over Disley.
Yep.
Donnie asks Ryan or Winston. I'm going with, oh, man, I really want to play Winston this week.
Don't do it. We'll get so much
I
hate.
do have Ryan ahead of him, though.
I mean,
Cup or Woods after that?
I have Cup higher this week.
Brown Panther wants to know David Montgomery or Kerryon Johnson.
David Montgomery for me.
John Krause wants to know Kirk, Mixon, or Boyd.
Kirk, Mixon, or Boyd. Right now I have Kirk the highest out of that trio, which sounds crazy to say.
Jeffrey Richardson wants to know pick 3. Kirk, Diggs, John Brown, Emmanuel Sanders, Ridley. Definitely John Brown for me, so that's number 1. Pick 2 more.
Ridley
Kirk,
would be another one for me. So Ridley be number 2, and then who are the other options?
Sanders, Diggs, or Kirk.
I gamble and I go with Diggs and hope for a big day.
Trex Dente, Flex, Fitzgerald, Max, or Mixon? PPR.
I'm going Fitzgerald.
Brown Panther again, Kerryon Johnson or David Montgomery?
David Montgomery.
Nathan Knight and Julio, appreciate your donations. Thanks so much for your support. Jeffrey Richardson again, Kirk, Sanders, Ridley, Brown, Diggs, Montgomery. Pick 3.
Good Lord. Kirk's, Diggs, Ridley.
Kirk, Sanders, Ridley, Brown, Diggs, Montgomery.
Isn't this the same one we just did, or is this a different one?
He might have asked it twice.
Okay, I think he asked it twice because it sounds exactly like the other one. Because we got Diggs,
Brown,
and Ridley.
Yeah. Oh, this one's a little bit different.
Oh,
I think he's
okay.
got Montgomery thrown in there now.
Then Montgomery would be my next choice.
Waller, Boyd, or Jacobs in the flex?
Waller, Boyd, or Jacob. I mean, if Jacobs was 100% healthy, he would be my pick. But being that he's not, I think we may have to risk it with balls to the Waller.
Matthew Irvine, appreciate that question. Ralph wants to know. Oh boy, the chat keeps doing this.
I got Joshua Newton
Matthew Irvine
also.
wants to know Waller, Boyd, or Jacobs. We did that one. Ralph says, should I play Sony or Rex from the Pats or Gore?
That's where I had Sony Michel a little bit higher than Gore. I don't know how many you need, but those would be my top 2.
My man, Joshua Nuts. Appreciate the question. Edelman, Chubb, Evans, Breida, Sony, or Woods. You got to pick 4.
I'm going to go with Edelman, Chubb, Evans, and Breida is the safe play. Woods is the gamble high upside play.
Joshua, got your question there. I know he's blowing up the chat right now. Best fantasy football channel on YouTube from James. Thanks so much. Sutton or Hollywood Brown in a full PPR?
I'm going with Hollywood Brown.
Aubrey, appreciate your donation. Thanks so much. Joe wants to know, we're in a PPR. We're picking 2 running backs. Freaky Zeke is number 1. So Zeke, Jones, Mostert, or Jacobs. You got to pick 2.
Zeke, Jones, Mostert, or Jacobs?
Yes.
Zeke and I guess it's Aaron Jones is who he's referring to, so that would be my choice.
Yes. Pick 2 wide receivers. Ridley, Boyd. Holy cow. Juju, Metcalf, McLaurin, or Sanders. Pick 2 of them.
Juju and Ridley.
And then pick 1 flex out of everybody we didn't pick.
Which is who?
Ridley, Boyd, Metcalf, McLaurin, Sanders.
Emmanuel Sanders would be my next pick.
Brett wants to know Diggs, Godwin, or Lockett in a PPR start 2.
Diggs, Woods,
Godwin
and Lockett. Man, Diggs is going to get me in a lot of trouble this week. I hope I'm right on Diggs because I got Diggs pretty high. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Diggs. And who are the other two?
Lockett or Godwin.
Give me Godwin. He's inside my top 10.
Then they want to know about quarterbacks starting to Dalton, Carr, Goff, or Daniel Jones. I'm starting Dalton and Goff this week.
Yep.
Deadly voltage, Rivers or Allen, point per completion. Still going with Allen.
Yep.
Aubrey says, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much, Aubrey. Need a flex, Carson, Shepard, Mixon, or John Brown?
If I can only pick one, give me Chris Carson as the safest play. You want to gamble, you go John Brown.
Brett, appreciate you, my man. Diggs, of course it did. Diggs, Godwin, Lockett, start two.
Diggs, Godwin, and Lockett. I'm gonna go with. Here we go with Diggs. I'm the hate mail that I'm gonna receive for Stephon Diggs this week. That dude better go off because I'm gonna go with Godwin and Diggs.
Ralph wants to know, should he play Kirk or Marvin Jones?
I'm going with Christian Kirk.
Jonathan Lee, appreciate your donation. Lawrence Hong, appreciate your donation. Brett wants to know, okay, so this one popped up again. Julio, appreciate your donation. Jordan says he needs a flex for D. Robinson, White, or Gore.
Gore is probably the safest play there.
Lawrence says he got offered Juju for Dak Prescott. My current QB is Baker. My other wide receivers, Marquise, Brown, and Cook. If this is a 1 QB league, yeah, 100% do it.
Yeah, if it is a 1 QB league, absolutely. If it's 2, then no, I don't.
JT and a half PPR, John Brown, Stephon Diggs, DJ Moore, pick 2.
John Brown and Stephon Diggs would be my 2 choices.
Cobra XP, thanks so much for the question. Devonta Freeman, Royce Freeman, Hyde, or Sanders, PPR.
And I can only pick one?
That's what it looks like.
Ugh. Devonta Freeman would be my choice there. Not overly excited about it, though.
Orly 707, pick 2 for Marquise Brown, Mike Evans, Watkins, and Robinson. Well, Mike Evans is definitely number 1.
Yep, and who was the other one? Watkins, Brown, and
Robinson.
Watkins would be my next choice.
Stuart Morrison, appreciate your donation, man. Thank you so much for your support. Jonathan Lee says Kittle for Aaron Jones, need a running back. Vance would be his backup.
Yep, I do it.
Ryan Vogel, running back 2 if Mac is out. Chris Thompson or Miles Sanders in a PPR.
What was the first question?
If Mac is out, Chris
Okay.
Thompson or Miles Sanders in a PPR for his RB2.
Miles Sanders is my choice.
Errol wants to know OJ Howard or Vance McDonald in a PPR. I have Vance McDonald above OJ Howard this week.
Yep, Vance going dance.
Ralph wants to know Kirk or Marvin Jones for the flex.
Christian Kirk's higher for me this week.
Brett, we appreciate it, man. Mixon or Gore in a PPR and points per carry.
If that's the case, then give me Gore because I think he gets close to 20 carries this week. Gio may be involved in Cincy.
100%. Well, we're caught up on one part.
Well, I mean, has anybody checked the likes yet? Because I mean, I put the 1,000 likes challenge out there, and I don't know if anybody's hit it yet.
It's at 8:03.
See, I told you they couldn't do it, Kyle.
1,290 people watching, and we can't get 1,000 likes. Come on, peeps.
That's right. But hey,
We can do this.
I mean, it's already been 55 minutes. It's absolutely flown by. I don't think I've even taken I haven't even opened I just cracked the top of my water for the first time.
I'm gonna get a drink of water as well. I gotta say, I gotta throw this out here real quick too to everybody. We appreciate the support more than words can even tell. And I know that a lot of your questions go unanswered during the week. And trust me when I say Jake and I are doing everything humanly possible to keep up with your questions every single week. Things have exploded. Things are huge right now, which is great. We couldn't do this without you. We've hired 3 of our writers to basically just spend time answering questions all week. Jake and I, in between doing 10 shows a week and this live show, also try to answer as many questions as possible. So if you're frustrated with us because we're not getting to your question, we apologize. We're trying to get to them as quickly as possible. I absolutely promise. Even in these live chats, do you see how fast we're going? We are trying to get your questions as quickly as possible, but we can't do this without you guys. So I just want to, again, thank you so much.
Yeah, last week alone, between social media questions, all the different platforms, YouTube, we had almost 10,000 comments. There's nobody in history that has enough time to answer all of them. So like Kyle says, we apologize. We get to as many of them as we possibly can, doing our best. Ken Star 1981, see you out there, appreciate you. He's got John Brown or Mecole Hardman in a half-point PPR. Safer play, in my opinion, still going to be John Brown right there. I like John Brown a lot this week. And then also wanted to thank Stuart Morrison for his donation.
Whew.
Man,
I'm
have
sweating
we hit
right now.
1,000 yet?
And you're answering more questions than I am.
Well, you're reading a lot. I'm just answering. I feel like I have to close my eyes and visualize it from time to time.
Whew. Someone asked about Josh Allen or Deshaun Watson. Definitely going with Deshaun Watson. I have him just a smidge.
A smidge higher.
Just a smidge. Just a little bit.
Kyle, they're getting closer to 1,000.
They need to get to 1,000.
They're at 926 right now.
How dare you challenge Headliner Nation?
I'm just saying.
Brett says that he loves us, and we need to give a shout out to Vince D'Angelo. I don't know who Vince D'Angelo is.
What's up, Vince? How we doing out there, Vince?
Do you know Vince?
I have no idea who Vince is, but what's up, Vince?
Vince, bro, what's going on? Where's the guy that has asked me for 2 straight weeks to dab on his opponents? Did he not win last week?
I don't know. You dabbed for 2 weeks and it worked. I don't know. Maybe not.
Whew, we got a few more here. River Grant, you guys rock. No, River, you rock. Thank you so much. PPR Flex Montgomery.
Awesome.
What?
I said, and your name is awesome.
PPR Flex Montgomery, Mixon, Boyd, or John Brown. He can pick one.
Montgomery is the safe play. You want to gamble, you go John Brown.
Are we Swerve? I believe it's supposed to be Swerve. 215. Thank you so much for the question. Would you drop Antonio Brown or stash him?
At this point, it really depends. If you have an open bench spot that there's really nothing else out there, hold on to him. Who knows? He could be playing again here in a couple weeks.
Joe Briss, appreciate it. PPR pick 2 wide receivers. Thielen, Godwin, Tyrell, John Brown, Robert Woods.
Right now, I have Thielen and Godwin as the 2 highest.
Tight end, picking Waller or Witten. Waller.
Yep.
And flex Chris Carson and remaining. Thanks. Love you guys. LOL. Well, thank you, Joe, but I didn't get into the question.
I think you're saying Chris Carson or whoever we don't pick.
Oh, Chris Carson.
Yes, Chris Carson would be my choice also.
Julio, appreciate it. PPR, Edwards. Tight end, Freeman or Woods, pick one flex.
I'm confused.
Edwards, Edwars. Tight end, Freeman or
maybe it's
Woods.
Supposed to be Andrews.
Maybe Andrews.
Maybe. Let's go with Andrews. It sounds good. Who else we got?
Arnie, I don't. It's Woods or Freeman.
It's Woods.
Arnie Pond says pick 2 and flex 1. Choose 2 and then 1 for the flex. So Lockett, Woods, Samuel, Mostert, Edelman, or Waller. Well, Edelman is definitely one of those.
Yep, and I'm going Lockett and Woods for the other 2.
Splems, thank you. Flex. Do I start Aguilar, Robinson, or Josh Gordon? That's Josh Gordon.
Yep.
Luke Lofton in a half PPR. Diggs, Gordon, or Demarcus Robinson?
Right now, I have Diggs higher. Diggs is the higher ceiling for me. If you want to play it safer, though, I go Josh Gordon.
He says, love the show. This is year 2 for him. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you, Luke. Jackie Chan, 9988. DJ Moore, Waller, or Kirk for the flex this week?
I wasn't paying attention. I was doing Jackie Chan moves. What was the question?
DJ Moore, Waller, or Kirk for the flex?
Kirk.
Childhood greats. PPR need 2. Connor, Jones, Marquise Brown, Diggs, and Gordon.
I'm guessing that's Aaron Jones, the second one there, right?
Yes.
We'll go with Aaron Jones and Stephon Diggs again.
Jordan Roberts, Aguilar, or Allen Robinson in a full PPR?
Allen Robinson still. I think Nelson Aguilar sees a lot of targets, but he's also going to get all the defensive attention because there's nobody else playing for Philadelphia.
Olympian, appreciate your donations, man. Thank you so much for that support.
Also got one from, we got that one already. Got the Allen Robinson. Good.
I can throw some more out here. Mr. Collins, Matt Gore, Carson, or McCarthy in a PPR pick 3. I think that's McCaffrey.
It's got to be McCaffrey as one of them if that's it. And what were the other ones?
Mac, Gore, or Carson. Got to pick 3. So Carson and McCaffrey for me. So then it's between Gore and Mac.
I'm going with Gore only because Mac, we just don't know about that injury yet.
C-Mac wants to know Amari Cooper, Mike Evans, Thielen, pick 1.
Cooper and Evans.
No, pick 1.
I can't. I want to pick 2. I mean, right now I think I have to go with Cooper, but I mean, I got both of them inside my top 10 this week. The only issue I have with Cooper is can he get enough points in the first half to where if they run the ball a lot in the second half, he's still good.
Joe Briss wants to know Aaron Jones or Chris Carson.
I mean, I really want to say Aaron Jones, but Matt LaFleur, the coach of the Packers, wants to be an idiot and talk about a 50-50 split, which pisses me off. So Chris Carson may be slightly safer at this point, but the upside of Aaron Jones is higher.
We have 957 likes right now, and we have 1,248 people watching. So apparently, y'all don't want to watch Jake let it flow, which is just a sad, sad tragedy. Jonathan Lee wants to know for his flex: Robbie Anderson, Justin Jackson, or Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen for me. What do you think?
You know what? I'm being bold right here. I'm going to say Robbie Anderson because last week when Luke Falk came into the game, Robbie Anderson's who he locked onto. So I'm going to go with Robbie Anderson and Falk the haters.
Tev wants to know Winston or Murray and Gore or carry on in a full PPR. I have Winston just above Murray this week.
Okay, we'll go with that one. And what was the other one?
Gore or carry on in a full PPR.
Man, I got Gore higher right now, which sounds so weird because it's 2019 and we're still talking about Frank Gore.
Scam Newton is in the chat for a PPR. McLaurin or Darwin Thompson in the flex.
I mean, I just can't trust the workload of Darwin Thompson. There's a lot of assumptions there, so I'm going to go with McLaurin.
Childhood Greats want to know Matt Ryan or Josh Allen. I've got Josh Allen higher than Ryan. Willie Cheney wants to know need three. DJ Moore, Tyler Boyd, or Robert Woods, and pick two because Mike Evans is a shoe-in for me. So pick two.
Woods
Moore,
would be the other one.
Boyd or Woods?
Woods would be my choice.
One more.
Oh, Woods and who else?
DJ Moore or Tyler Boyd?
Give me Tyler Boyd.
And he says, love you guys.
Love you too. Never met you, but we love you.
Michael Long. Okay, so this is his lineup. It's Ingram, Chubb, Julio Fitzgerald, John Brown in the flex. On his bench, Josh Jacobs, must start, Allen Robinson. Should he swap anybody?
Nope. I leave it just how you got it.
Leave it as is. Let me check the likes real quick. We were creeping a little bit closer.
Well, you're checking that. I want to remind everybody, too, we don't do a whole lot of DFS on this channel because there's so many restrictions like by YouTube and their guidelines and sports betting and stuff like that. So we really have to be careful with what we do. However, if you're into DFS or you want to learn more about DFS, head over to our Patreon page. The link is down in the description. We have a DFS tier only. That's all it is there. And Ryan leads up that group, and he is absolutely killing it. Go over to Twitter if you're not on Twitter, and just look at some of the screenshots that we post over there. Our Twitter handles are down in the description also. People are winning money all over the place in that group. So if it's something you're interested in, go check out the link because DFS School is absolutely killing it.
Joe Cotting says, man with itchy butt wakes up with smelly finger. I don't.
Come on, Joe. I mean, that's enlightening, though. I mean, that makes you think about it for a second.
Joe, I would like to say I'm disappointed in you, but I'm not.
Nope. It's all good, Joe.
Mark Cleveland wants to know, trade Ingram for Watson. I have Andrews. What Watson? Deshaun Watson?
I mean, that's the only Watson that I know of.
I mean, if it's a 1 QB league, no. I don't ever trade for a quarterback in a 1 QB league.
No, because there's enough to stream and use throughout the weeks. Kyle, I got to get my helmet ready.
Jake Hillis wants to know Mostert or Thompson for the flex.
Give me Raheem. Not quite a must start, Mostert, but definitely still a start.
All right, Jake's getting that helmet on. He's going to let it flow.
Yeah, because we hit 1,000 likes in an hour and 6 minutes, which is absolutely crazy.
Whoop, whoop.
Do we need to catch up on anything there, Kyle, or am I good to go and start whenever I can?
Michael F. again says, I look like Boris from GoldenEye, and I don't know who that is. I'm going to have to look this up.
Well, I don't know who it is either, but I can tell you one thing. I get maybe 120 comments a week telling me that I'm related to Seth Rogen somehow. I am way cooler and way better looking than Seth Rogen, so those have got to stop.
DJ wants to know Devontae Freeman, Breida, Allen Robinson, or Lockett in a full PPR. You have to bench one. Freeman, Breida, Robinson, Lockett, bench one.
Right now, the one that I'm least comfortable with is probably Allen Robinson because of the play of the offense of the Chicago Bears.
C-Mac wants you to pick two. Hopkins, Cooper, Evans.
Dang. I'm going to go with Hopkins and... Give me Hopkins and Cooper.
All right. We are caught up.
Okay. So now
So everybody else start dropping your questions again because Jake's going to let it flow.
All right, here we go. Kyle, why don't you count me down for this one?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let it flow.
All right, here we go. We got Vance or Waller. We're going to make Vance dance. We're going with Vance McDonald. How about Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp, or Tyler Boyd in your flex? Absolutely 100% Mike Evans. I'm so glad this question popped up while I'm letting it flow because we know Kyle wouldn't read the name, but I will. My swollen taint up in the chat. Guys, I'm stuck between Shady and Freeman in a PPR. Shady is not 100%. There's a chance that there's a huge split, and it's nasty weather. Gimme Freeman. Hopefully it's Devontae and not Royce, though. Dak or Rodgers? I think Dak is actually a little bit safer this week. If you're looking for the higher upside, the gambler play, then you go with Rodgers. We say, should I start LaShawn McCoy? I'm not overly excited to start LaShawn McCoy. I just mentioned bad weather, not 100%. I'm looking for other options. Vance or OJ? Give me Vance. Trey Quinn or Danny Amendola in a flex? Please, Isaiah, tell me that you have better choices out there. I mean, I don't think I'd want to start either one of them. Trey Quinn, off the top of my head, I guess I would say Gore or Lindsey. I'm going with Gore. I think he's a little bit safer. Monty or Mac? Worried about Mac's injury, so I'm going with Monty there. Ridley or Diggs? You already got Julio. Well, if you're already starting Julio, I don't really like to start two players from the same position in the same game, so give me Diggs. Boyd, Sanders or Ingram in a half PPR for Jay Cut. I think Ingram is the safer play there, but the breakout for Miles Sanders is coming. Aaron Jones or Alvin Kamara? Still going with Alvin Kamara. I don't think his ceiling changes much. Lockett or Emmanuel Sanders? I got Lockett higher. Jackie Chan again. DJ Moore or T.Y. Hilton for your wide receiver 2 this week? I'm still going to go with T.Y. Hilton. He's slightly touchdown dependent, but has the higher upside this week. Diggs or Kupp? I got Diggs a little bit higher, but I'm starting to worry about it because I keep saying his name so much in this show. This could really come back to haunt me. McLaurin or must start Mostert? Give me Mostert right there. Don't like the matchup for McLaurin and the Bears, even though Sanders, torched him last week. We have a half PPR. It's a trade question. Good or bad trade? CMC, Shady, and Kiki, do you love me? QT for Singletary, Sanders, and Waller. Auction keeper league, Sanders, Singletary, not great keeper prices. I mean, there's a lot that goes into that one. Right off the top of my bat, I don't know if I'd be happy losing CMC for that. But maybe you gain CMC. Whatever has the CMC side would be my choice. That's tough with all those other keeper options in there. Mixon or Gore? I got Gore higher, especially in a non-PPR. Yeah, absolutely Gore. Lamar or Dak? Dak is safer. Lamar has the higher upside, but I'm worried about the weather. Trade Kittle and Chark to get Tyreek Hill. If you have another solid tight end choice, then yeah, you can do it if you can stash Hill for a few weeks. We got Mixon or Gore. Still going with Gore. Still slightly safer, even though it's 2019 and we're talking about Frank Gore. I almost said that out loud, Ryan S. I caught myself. Kittle or Hawkinson? I'm still going with Kittle there. Who has more upside this week? Deebo Samuel or James Washington? Upside-wise, I think it's probably going to be James Washington, but Deebo Samuel is going to be the safer bet now that it seems like he's taken over the number 1 spot for the San Francisco 49ers. Defend the den, says Steve Barry. Okay, we got Zeke or pivot. No, I'm not ever pivoting off Zeke, ever. If you got him, you start him, even when he plays the suckiest team in the NFL. Jimmy G or Rivers? I think Jimmy G is slightly safer this week. Rivers, I don't want to say is struggling, but the upside hasn't quite been there for Phillip Rivers. Breida or Miles Sanders in your flex? Breida is safer in my opinion. Want to gamble? I don't hate Miles Sanders. Hardman, Tyrell Williams, or Deebo Samuel in a non-PPR. If you have a safe lineup, I'm going for the upside of Mecole Hardman. Want to play it a little bit safer? Give me Deebo. Hollywood or Tyrell Williams? Hollywood is my choice, obviously, but if you're worried about the weather, Tyrell Williams is not a bad other choice. Couple more here. Rivers or Mayfield and Devontae Freeman or Carlos Hyde? Give me the Bake Show and Devontae Freeman this week right there. McDonald or Andrews in a half-point PPR. Man, that is tough. I like both of them. Another one of those things, if you have a lot of risk in your lineup, go with Vance. If you're looking for a little bit of extra upside, Mark Andrews is your choice, and I'm done. Whew.
We got one other question, too. Is Godwin a must-start as your wide receiver 2 from Splems? Yes.
Yeah, he's borderline a wide receiver 1 right now.
You're just, you're going crazy over there. Doing very, very well, by the way. Kudos, congratulations. Everybody should give Jake a round of applause for his effort tonight. So make sure you toss up those applause emojis.
I mean, I feel kind of like I've done nothing but talk for an hour and 12 minutes. Pretty close to an hour and 12 minutes.
Yes. Let me grab some here. So Jameis Winston or Baker Mayfield from Will. Yes, I'm gonna go with Jameis Winston. Mostert, McLaurin, or Hardman in a full PPR flex. Man, I know Hardman has the upside there, but I feel like Mostert is definitely a much safer pick. Should you trade Kirk for DJ Shark? I keep calling him Shark. I'm going to continue to call him Shark. I know I'm getting it wrong. I don't care.
All right, well, do what you want to. It's your world, Kyle.
Flex full PPR. Oh wait, you didn't answer the question.
Oh, what was it again? Shark or
trade Kirk for Shark?
No, I think Christian Kirk is safer on a weekly basis. Steve Barry wants me to say Jack motherfucking Doyle on the show. That's for you, Steve.
Brian wants to know in a half PPR, Cup or John Brown in the flex.
Cup is safer. Looking for the big play, the big upside. Then it's John Brown.
Adam wants to know in a half PPR flex, Sanders or Hilton? Emmanuel.
I got Hilton higher as of right now.
I am Lamson full flex in a full PPR. Gordon or Hardman? That's going to be Gordon for me, 100%.
Yep.
Watson or Allen? I have Watson just a smidge above Allen right now. Trade Mark Ingram for John Ross and LaShawn McCoy? Nope, I would not. Should I start Wentz or stream another Rudolph or Brissett? Other QB is Allen.
So it's basically between Wentz or Allen?
Yeah, I'm going Allen. Allen is the higher upside for me this week.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook is my running back 1. Would you trade Josh Jacobs for Joe Mixon in a full PPR league?
I'm not overly high on either one of them rest of the season, especially with Josh Jacobs banged up. We got Mixon coming back off an injury. I'm not overly excited about either one. It's kind of a wash at this point.
I will say this with Mixon, we've seen him do it before, right?
We have, yeah, absolutely.
So that's the one thing that would lead me to say Mixon over Jacobs for right now. Finding some more questions here. Standard, Rodgers or Murray? Glenn wants to know. Kyler Murray, I have higher than Aaron Rodgers this week.
Which is probably crazy to a lot of people.
Yeah, Rafael Martinez, will the Rams offense heat up? Yeah, I think so, and I think it's going to heat up this week.
A lot of people hate it because they're on the road and don't believe that Jared Goff can have good road games. And he does notoriously play better at home than on the road, but that doesn't mean that he's going to automatically play bad. And if the defensive secondary is as injured as they say they are for the Cleveland Browns, this could be a huge week for the Rams.
Alvin needs to start too. Fitz, Josh Gordon, John Ross, Robert Woods, and a half PPR. Josh Gordon is one of those. Who's the other one?
I'm going Larry Fitzgerald for the other one.
ED wants to know in a PPR, we're going to flex Connor, Breida, Montgomery, Juju, or Ridley. That's Juju for me.
Yep, me too.
Brian M wants to know in a half PPR, should he start Jacobs or Montgomery in the running back 2 slot?
I'm going with Montgomery right now because at least we know he's healthy.
DJ wants to know Kyler Murray or Stafford in a 4-point passing TD league. I've got Kyler Murray higher than Stafford this week.
Yep, so do I.
Other questions, Jake, are we going to get ready to wrap it up soon? How many more questions do you want to take?
We got about 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. Trade Eckler for Mike Evans.
Eckler for Mike Evans. As long as you still have plenty of running back options. I mean, I like to ride the hot wave right now of Austin Eckler. But if you're still stacked at running back and Eckler was just like a bonus for you and you need some wide receiver help, then yeah, I'd do it.
I like this advertising here. Affordable Seal Coating Pennsylvania has a question.
Oh, perfect.
Come in here with your work account. We say it out loud and you get some free publicity.
Free publicity. Anybody in the local
Wilson
area?
or Josh Allen? Going with Josh Allen this week.
Yep. I got one from Brian M. Also, appreciate you. Half PPR. Should you start Jacobs or Montgomery? Oh, you already said that one, didn't you?
Yeah, Jake.
Okay, sorry. We already answered that when it was Montgomery.
Jake, I feel like I've been solid over here with my question.
I think you have been too. I've answered so many questions that I've lost all track of everything.
Swelly wants to know Stafford or Jimmy G. I've got Jimmy G higher than Stafford this week. Josh Gordon or Larry Fitzgerald? I'm going with Gordon over Larry Fitzgerald.
I think Fitz is still safer there, but I don't hate Josh Gordon.
Lego Star says Disley or Hawkinson. Hawkinson for me.
Mm-hmm.
The everything just froze. Okay, there we go. That worried me there for a second. LBK Finest wants to know if we watch Handmaid's Tale.
What is that?
It's on Netflix. I've heard good things about it. I've never seen it though.
I don't watch TV other than football. I have no time for TV. We both work other full-time 40-hour jobs. We both have 2 kids, married, and yeah, TV is just not part of it. I get Sundays, and then late Thursdays and late Mondays are my time to watch TV.
I love how you said 40-hour jobs. Like we actually only work 40 hours a week for those jobs.
Well, yeah. I mean, though we have our normal jobs, and then we have this job, which is another 40 hours a week. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of TV going on.
Alwood wants to know in a full PPR, Godwin, Watkins, or Cooper. Pick 2. That's Godwin and Cooper for me.
Yep, absolutely same here.
King J wants to know in a PPR flex, Jamison Crowder or Valdez Scantling.
I gamble on MVS. Last week when Luke Falk came in, he didn't look Crowder's way too often.
Adam wants to know Freeman or Montgomery. Freeman or Montgomery in a full PPR.
If you want to play it safe, you go with Montgomery. If you're hoping for that big breakout, then you can go with Freeman.
Nathaniel wants to know McDonald Andrews. His lineup is Allen, Evans, Woods, Henry, Jones, Chubb in the flex. So wow. McDonald or Andrews at your tight end. Andrews is higher for me this week.
He is higher, but I mean, you got a solid lineup right there. If you wanted to play it a little bit safer and not worry about the weather, McDonald's not a bad choice either. Andrews is higher as far as rankings go, though.
Even with the weather, Andrews is like Lamar Jackson's primary target. I think that he could still get his fair share.
Yeah.
Brian M wants to know if he should worry about Devontae Adams.
No, I wouldn't yet. It's only been 2 weeks.
Yep.
So,
AP or Darwin Thompson?
AP or I'm going. Oh man, neither. If that's an option, I mean, if I had to, I just don't know how much Darwin Thompson's really going to get. I guess you gamble on Darwin Thompson since AP's got the Chicago Bears defense to worry about. But there's just no guarantee that he's going to go out there and get you close to 10 touches this week.
Is that our 5 minutes?
It is, and just so you know, I just got a message on Twitter, and I'll share this. Remember when we called out Vince D'Angelo, and we said hi to Vince a little bit ago? Well, his buddy took a screenshot of the chat and then sent me a picture of the text messages that he sent it to him, and Vince is enthralled right now. So we're going to keep saying Vince's name because he thinks that Brett is his hero. So way to go, Brett. I just thought that was cool that they shared it on social media here during the live chat.
That's awesome. So here's one for you. It's not really a question. Just from M Sharp says, just subscribed last week and it's my first live chat, trying to soak up everything I can since my wife made me join her league and proceeded to beat my, you know what? By 64 points in week 1. Hashtag man of the house or not.
Wow. I mean, welcome to the channel. Hopefully we can help you win, but you just got put in your place by your wife, and that's not a great place to be in fantasy football, because then she's got, the rights to the house. She's got the trash talking rights on Sundays. I mean, you're basically like at her beg and call for like the next week, so you need to redeem yourself.
We do have 2 more questions before we sign off here. Silver Badger, Mostart or Jacobs?
Right now, being that I'm worried about Jacobs' injury, I'm going to go with Mostart.
I'm going to sneeze. It's not coming out just yet. That's Travis disgusting. Garber wants to know Montgomery or Kirk in the PPR flex.
Montgomery or Kirk? I have Montgomery probably a little bit higher, a little bit safer there.
What's this? We might have some breaking news here real quick.
Uh-oh.
Nope, never mind. We're good.
Perfect.
Oh, players that are ruled out officially for Sunday. I'll run this down real quick for everybody.
Yep.
If it will. Damian Williams, Tyreek Hill, Darius Leonard, Devin Singletary, Cam Newton, Deshaun Jackson, Albert Wilson, Michael Gallup, Devin White, Cody Latimer, Hunter Henry, Traquan Smith, Tyler Higbee, and David Njoku.
Those are officially out as of right now.
Yep.
Rafael Martinez has a OJ Go Award have value. I think that autocorrect was supposed to say OJ Howard, but it said Go Award. Have value for a trade. I have Andrews. I mean, you can try, but you're not going to get a whole lot for him. I hold him until he has a good game and then maybe try to move him.
Yeah, don't ever trade players at their lowest value.
Yeah.
Hold them.
Yeah, one big week is all it's going to take for him to have, you know, a lot more value going forward, because then you can kind of use the sales pitch of, yeah, he started off slow, but he's turned the corner. He's on the up and up. So wait for that to happen. All right, Kyle. Well, it's 10:22. We've been doing it for an hour and 22 minutes, and I've had 2 drinks of water. I am very parched, to say the least. This was a absolutely amazing live chat. We answered about 3,006, you know, questions. It felt like. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous how many come in here. We appreciate the support, though. Hopefully you guys are able to help each other out also. Remember, this is not just me and Kyle sitting up here giving you answers. We're supplying perspective. There's so much more that goes into these, you know, these picks. I mean, we can't see everybody's rosters and all that kind of stuff. And you can kind of see when we answer some of these questions how weather plays a part and how much risk do you already have in your lineup. Some of those things are just things that we aren't going to know. We have to base it off just the players' names. So it's a lot of fun to do this. We have a great time with it coming in here every Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Trying just to talk to a lot of you guys, throw out some funny questions, have some fun. That's what it's all about. Kyle, do you have anything else to say here before we get out of here?
I do not. Just to reemphasize what I said again a little bit ago, we thank you so much for your support. We are trying to interact with you as much as possible. And even though we don't get to a lot of you during the week, we are still trying our best. And we are, even with that being said, one of the most interactive channels, if not the most interactive fantasy sports channels here on YouTube. So continue to ask your questions. We're going to continue to get in as many as possible, and hopefully we'll be able to help out as many as we can.
And Kyle, for all those people who stuck with us for an hour and 20 minutes, I think you owe them something. I think you need to sing the DJ Shark song.
No, that's not happening.
Come on.
I gotta prepare better for something like that. And I don't even know all the words to that.
You don't have to. You have to just say DJ Shark, 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 Shark.
Isn't it something like do?
Okay, wow. Well, hey, it happened. Somebody asked for it, and I had to make sure I threw it out there for them. For those who are, you know, still with us after this hot mess that has been the last hour and 20 minutes. But hey, we appreciate.
I'm ready for football.
That's right. So are we. Football just a few hours away. Want to wish everybody good luck here. Week 3 fantasy football. Hopefully we're able to help you out throughout the week. Remember, we do rankings videos at the ends of the week, start sit videos earlier in the week. We've had a lot of people saying, hey, you didn't go into too much depth on your rankings videos. That's what the start sit videos are for. More in depth, more, you know, player specific. The rankings, we're kind of just going through our top 30s, top 20s of a certain position. So make sure you check out all those videos throughout the week. Greatly appreciate your support. We're going to get out of here for the night. Go get a little bit of sleep because we got a whole lot of football to watch tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your evening. Kyle and I will both talk to you later.